Hey, kid, I told you earlier, if you call like in a movie theater, people get upset. I spoke to that kid this morning. I said, you know, behind a movie theater, everybody gets bugged, though they love children. They still think, get that kid out of here. Yeah, put it there. Send it back. What? Jesus. You know what my problem is? I don't have an agent. If I had an agent, they would have worked out that I would have gotten here today. They get me here Thursday. I gotta hang around with you. I gotta land in Chicago. New York doesn't go to Kentucky. You gotta get cheaper fare to pay you your money, Gregory. So I'm paying for it. I never wanted an agent. I don't think a poet have a fucking agent. Go out, but they got them. They got them. The Sterling-Getty. They got their agents. Well, you got it now? You know, you're slow-mo, Ron. I'm sorry. You should have asked me. Ready? I was ready. I began. The after reading party is at Spring Street. Everybody's invited for drinks. And Ron's going to give you an introduction. Fuck you. I'm tired of you. What are you going to tell me? There's some people here. Can I give a brief introduction? You can. You want to give me a brief introduction? Do it. Okay.
I'm asking for it here. Gregory Corso is a member of what might be described as the original triumvirate of beats. It also included Jack Kerouac and Allen Ginsberg. The three writers are linked by personal friendship and mutual literary influences that date back to the mid-40s and early 50s in New York, and they came to represent the beat generation in public consciousness because of their highly visible presence on the West Coast shortly before the publication of Kerouac's novel On the Road and the publicity surrounding the obscenity trial of Ginsberg's Howl. The two events that in 1957 helped bring the existence of the beat generation to national attention. Of the three writers, Corso has been called the quintessential beat in the sense Kerouac gave the word, that is, one who discovers joy, beatific through suffering, beat. For in Kerouac's words of admiration, Corso was a tough young kid from the Lower East Side who rose like an angel over the rooftops to become a poet. He sang Italian songs as sweet as Caruso and Sinatra, but in words. William Burroughs, in his introduction to Corso's Minefield, says, someone asked Samuel Beckett what he thought of William Burroughs, and he reportedly replied, somewhat grudgingly, well, he's a writer. I've always cherished the compliment, and I can say ungrudgingly, Gregory Corso is a poet. He has the rare calling of a pure lyric gift, and he has never doubted his calling. When he called W.H. Auden on the phone, Auden said, who is this? Gregory. Gregory who? Gregory the poet. Burroughs says, there are those who say that Gregory has grave flaws of character. Poetry is made from flaws. A flawless poet is fit only to be a poet laureate, officially dead and imperfectly embalmed. But I think Gregory would survive even the laurel crown, for the smell of life would leak out. And Burroughs adds, Gregory is a gambler. He suffers reverses like every man who takes chances. But his vitality and resilience always shine through with a light that is more than human, the immortal light of the muse. Gregory is indeed one of the daddies. Here from New York City for his first ever reading in Kentucky, unacknowledged legislator of the world, please welcome the poet Lawrence Ferlin Getty calls the greatest poet of them all, world poet Gregory Corso.
I can't do it. I tried to do it. I tried to walk on air. I swear I've been having dreams. In the dream, I go like this, and I go along the ground. And I don't know I'm dreaming, and people are looking at me. I said, look what I did. I really didn't know I was dreaming, but I was. But I did. So when he mentioned, yo, I tried to do it. I wish I would have done it. What have you thought if I would have come out here? It's almost like walking on water, right? If Burroughs, the only man I respect on this planet, for the simple reason, when I was a kid, I said, gee, I wish I lived in the past centuries to have met a man like Alexander the Great, or Michelangelo, a Vermeer, a Shelley, a Shakespeare. Today, there's nobody like that. And I did meet that. I met the beautiful people. I met Mr. Kerouac, Mr. Ginsberg, Mr. Burroughs, and the beautiful women that I knew in life. The women are there. Most of those guys were gay. Let's see who? Well, Burroughs, Ginsberg, not Jack or me. So the women were there. Because they asked me, said, what about that beat thing, Gregory? That probably did cause a change. That brought hippie into it, tumbling act. I said, yeah, there were women. There was a girl that I knew named Hope Savage. Her father was mayor of Camden, South Carolina. On her window was scraped with a diamond ring, "Thou shalt be satisfied." That was the woman whose husband was shot in the last duel in the South. "Thou shalt be satisfied." Camden, South Carolina. This angel they put in a loony bin early in the game, 1947, to give shock treatment to, for the simple reason there were too many squirrels in the magnolia trees. So the mayor, her father, got the sheriff and his deputies to blow away the squirrels. And my beautiful Hope, 15 years old, stood against the trees, said, got to do me first for you to do the squirrels. She was a woman in that beat generation that was big. She put her body on the line. They grabbed her. The family thought they were doing great, paying $50 a day to get shock treatment. Remember, this is 1947. I don't know if you people know what was happening right after World War II. So I just wanted to bring in the accolade of angel womankind in this thing that he was raising for a man like me. I'm not as known, I don't think, as these people that he mentioned, the Burroughs, the Kerouac, and the Ginsberg, but a simple reason: I am a fuck-up. I just don't like facing people. I either have to get drunk or take drugs to face them. But a simple reason that with my poetry is written deep here, and to get to repeat it, something hypocritical about it. I can't recreate the same feeling. So the only thing I can do when I read my poetry is to read the light ones. The heavyweight I would never do for you. That you take in the darkness of your cave, your home. Whereas guys like Ferlinghetti and Gibbs, they can get up there and let their shot out. All bare-ass naked, yo! And I said, wait a minute, this is not the depth of their souls. They're not suffering it again. They're like, let me try it and see. But I'll do one thing, which I was warned not to do by a man named Byron. He said, do not explain your explanations. But I think that's the best way I can pass with the poetry tonight. I'll say something about them, whether before or after, okay? I'll start with my first shot. I was, 14 years old. I was raised in orphanages. I never saw my mother. I was told she left, and I got to know who my father was. He's a real asshole. She left him. When I was born, she went away. They don't know. But I figured she went back to Italia. Okay, sea chanty. My mother hates the sea, my sea especially. I warned her not to, was all I could do. A year later, the sea ate her. Upon the shore, I found a strange yet beautiful food. I asked the sea if I could eat it, and the sea said I could. Oh, sea, what fish is this so tender and so sweet? Thy mother's feet. So now, for a 14-year-old, I would always know that anything that drowns comes back to the shore. That's why I got the feet. So if it left me and went across the ocean, it did come back. But that's a 14-year-old had that kind of a head to think that way. That's my first poem I ever wrote in life. So let's see what the goody gumdrops are. Do it. All right, Greenwich Village suicide. Now, I was born in Greenwich Village. It was an Italian neighborhood, and of course, Bohemians moved in, and so it was a beautiful mixture. I was born there in 1930, right in the corner, the heart of it, Bleecker and McDougal Street. Greenwich Village suicide. Arms outstretched, hands flat against the window sides. She looks down, thinks of Bartok, Van Gogh, and New Yorker cartoons. She falls. They take her away with the Daily News on her face, and the storekeeper throws hot water on the pavement. That's a cold poem for a young man. Huh? The thing that would break it, I think, was the Bartok New Yorker cartoons of Ingo. Let me see. It's when I was just losing my Catholicism. It's called The Wreck of the Nordling. One night, 50 men swam away from God and drowned. In the morning, the abandoned God dipped his finger into the sea, came up with 50 souls, and pointed towards eternity. Well, I was good at the end of it, right? I made these guys get what they wanted. The winner, if I would look back in my life, that I was a poet man, I would say the first line, one night 50 men swam away from God. That's the ball game. And the rest that flows hits it. I knew that a philosopher could never tell people, hey, I'm a philosopher. A philosopher has to be told he's a philosopher, but a poet, oh, believe me, poet has to know. Poet has to know. Nobody's going to tell the poet he's a poet. You got to know that you're a poet. Let's see, good audio. What do I like here? Yeah. Simple. Youth. Loving girls. On the walls of a dull-furnished room, I hang old photos of my childhood girlfriends. With breaking heart, I sit, elbow on table, chin on hand, studying the proud eyes of Helen, the golden hair of Susan, the weak mouth of Jane. Yeah, that woke me up in life to know how to look at people. The weak mouth of Jane was the winner, not the golden hair of Susan or the proud eyes of Helen. Here's one, Italian heritage. I was in the Italian neighborhood, and they hated me for this poem. It's called Italian Extravaganza. They thought I was laughing. I wasn't laughing. I was just a shot that happened. The title says it all, Italian Extravaganza. Mrs. Lombardi's month-old son is dead. I saw it in Rizzo's funeral parlor, a small, purplish, wrinkled head. They've just finished having high mass for it. They're coming out now. Wow, such a small coffin, and 10 black Cadillacs to haul it in. Yeah, it is fun. I thought it was funny. Birthplace revisit, I think people have this, at least being born in the city, I would know that I would one day get older and look back at the place I was born, and other people would be there. Most people, I guess, born here in Louisville, and all that, you'd have the same home for generations. Anyway, take a city guy who was born in New York City. Birthplace revisited. I stand in a dark light in a dark street and look up at my window. I was born there. The lights are on. Other people are moving about. I'm in raincoat, cigarette in mouth, hat over eye. I cross the street and enter the building. The garbage cans haven't stopped smelling. I walk up the first flight. Dirty Ears aims a knife at me. I pump him full of lost watches. That's when I graduated in poetry. That's when I knew, this is through surrealism, but it said something of killing somebody with lost time, pumping full of lost watches. Those were heavy bullets. So the poem that follows this one, it was written in the same day, shows you how I make a jump in time. Ellipse, The Last Gangster. Waiting by the window, my feet in rap with the dead bootleggers of Chicago, I'm the last gangster, safe at last, waiting by a bulletproof window. I look down the street and know the 2 torpedoes from St. Louis. I watched them grow old, guns rustling in their arthritic hands. That's power I used there. I had those rub-out artists going to kill me, age right before my eyes, and they got palsied arthritic hands. Their guns are rusting. So I jumped time. There's an ellipse of time. Hey, it's good that I do what I'm doing. Don't explain the explanations, but nonetheless, what I'm doing here is probably giving you something about how I write, and looking at it this day and age, many years later, tell you about it. Here's a poem I knew I would be in life to have to pay. Hubris, I'd have to pay for this one. I am 25. I'm 25 with a love of madness for Shelley, Chatterton, Rimbaud, and the needy yap of my youth has gone from ear to ear. I hate old poet men, especially old poet men who retract, who consult other old poet men, who speak their youth in whispers, saying, I did those then, but that was then, that was then. Oh, I would quiet old men, say to them, I'm your friend. What you once was through me, you'll be again. Then at night, in the confidence of their homes, rip out their apology tongues and steal their poems. The only thing that saved me on this is the last line, steal their poems, so I was not such a hurtful person. I put myself as bad. Geez, at 25, like that shit. Oh, I must have been so goofy to write something I thought was being real heavyweight, you know? When I look at it now, I think it was very unkind. All right, let's see. Yeah, here's where I think I looked at life okay. Call 3. 1. The street singer is sick, crouched in a doorway, holding his heart. One less song in the noisy night. 2. Outside the wall, the aged gardener plants his shears. A new young man has come to snip the hedge. 3. Death weeps because death is human, spending all day in a movie when a child dies. Here's where I got in trouble. I'm always getting in trouble. This poem, Buddhism, was just happening in America. Gary Snyder, Buddhist, right? And I found the flaw, and I exercised it. Here's the flaw. The mad yak. There's the yak talking. That's the only animal the Buddhists, the Tibet, that they have. I am watching them churn the last milk they'll ever get from me. They're waiting for me to die. They want to make buttons out of my bones. Where are my sisters and brothers? That tall monk there, loading my uncle. He has a new cap. And that idiot student of his, I never saw that muffler before. Poor uncle, he lets him load him. How sad he is, how tired. I wonder what he'll do with his bones. And that beautiful tail, how many shoelaces will they make of that? I was still not wise enough to know that the yak was used for everything and benefited these human beings that lived in a high terrain called Tibet. Here's one when I started getting spooky in life. It's a dream. It's called Last Night I Drove a Car. Last night I drove a car not knowing how to drive, not owning a car. I drove and knocked down people I loved. Went 120 through one town. I stopped at Hedgeville and slept in the back seat, excited about my new life. Yeah, that's a good one. That wins at the last line again. The last line here. Let me see, Gregory. As I get in my years, there's not many of these poems that I like to read. I did like it then. I don't know. What happened to me, man? Oh, why didn't I read a poem to you that I used to read with Mr. Allen Ginsberg early in the ball game in the 50s when we finally got known and meet, reading all the stages in the world, would say. And he would read his Howl poem, which is heavyweight, and I would read my marriage poem, which was something that, So why don't I do, let me see if I can recreate it. This thing was written, 1957, and I'm 63, so how many years ago is that? Oh, come on, Gregory, get it fixed. What's wrong with me? 57, you fuckers are as slow as I am. No, you get it. 57, 63, 26 years. Oh, my. 30. See that? 30? Oh, my God, that's a long time. Okay, let's see how it happens. Because I wasn't married yet, so let's see what I Should I get married? Should I be good? astound the girl next door with my velvet suit and passless hood. Don't take her to movies, but to cemeteries. Tell her all about werewolves, bathtubs, and forked clarinets. Then desire her and kiss her in all the preliminaries. And she going just so far, and I understanding why. Not getting angry, say, you must feel, it's beautiful to feel. And instead, take her in my arms, lean against an old crooked tombstone, and woo her the entire night, the constellations in the sky. When she introduces me to her parents, back straightened, hair finely combed, strangled by a tie, should I sit knees together on their third-degree sofa and not ask, where's the bathroom? How else to feel other than I am, often thinking, flesh Gordon soap? Oh, how terrible it must be for a young man seated before a family, and the family's thinking, we never saw him before. He wants our Mary Lou. And after tea and homemade cookies, they ask, what do you do for a living? Should I tell them? Would they like me then? Say, all right, get married. We're not losing a daughter, we're gaining a son. And should I then ask, where's the bathroom? Oh, God, in the wedding, all her family and her friends, and only a handful of mine, all scroungy and bearded, just waiting to get at the drinks and food. And the priest, he looking at me as if I masturbated, asked me, do you take this woman for your lawful wedded wife? And I, trembling what to say pie glue. I kissed the bride, all those corny men slapping me on the back. She's all yours, boy, ha-ha. And in their eyes, you could see some obscene honeymoon going on. Did all that absurd rice and clanky cans and shoes, Niagara Falls, hordes of us, husbands, wives, flowers, chocolates, all streaming into cozy hotels, all going to do the same thing tonight. The indifferent clerk, he knowing what was going to happen. The zombies, they knowing what. The whistling elevator man, he knowing. The winking bellboy knowing. Everybody knowing. I'd be almost inclined not to do anything. Stay up all night, stare that hotel clerk in the eye, screaming, I deny honeymoon, I deny honeymoon. Running rampant into those almost climactic suites, yelling, radio belly, cat shovel. Oh, I'd live in Niagara forever. In a dark cave beneath the falls, I'd sit there, the mad honeymooner, devising ways to break marriages, a scourge of bigamy, a saint of divorce. But I should get married. I should be good. How nice it'd be to come home to her and sit by the fireplace, and she in the kitchen, apron young and lovely, wanting my baby, and so happy about me she burns the roast beef, and comes crying to me, and I get up from my big papa chair saying, Christmas tea, radiant burns, apple death. God, what a husband I'd make. Yes, I should get married. So much to do. Like sneaking into Mr. Jones's house late at night and cover his golf clubs with 1920 Norwegian books. Like hanging a picture of Rambo on the lawnmower. Like pasting Tanu Tuba postage stamps all over the picket fence. Like when Mrs. Kindhead comes to collect for the community chest, grab her and tell her there are unfavorable omens in the sky. And when the mayor comes to get my vote, tell him, when are you going to stop people killing whales? And when the milkman comes, leave him a note in a bottle, penguin dust, bring me penguin dust, all I want is penguin dust. Yet if I should get married, and it's Connecticut and snow, and she gives birth to a child, and I am sleepless, worn, up for nights, head bowed against a quiet window, the past behind me, finding myself in the most common of situations, a trembling man, knowledge with responsibility, not twig smear nor Roman coin soup. Oh, what would that be like? Surely I'd give it for a nipple of rubber Tacitus, for a rattle, a bag of broken Bach records, Tactella Francesca all over its crib, Soda Creek alphabet on its bib, and Bilford's playpen, a ruthless Parthenon. No, I doubt I'd be that kind of father. Not rural, not snow, no quiet window, but hot, smelling, tight New York City, 7 flights up, roaches and rats in the walls, a fat Reichian wife screeching over potatoes, get a job, and 5 nose running brats in love with Batman, and the neighbors all toothless and dry-haired like those hag masses of the 18th century, all wanting to come in and watch TV. The landlord wants his rent grocery store, Blue Cross, gas and electric, Knights of Columbus. Impossible to lie back and dream, telephone snow, ghost parking. No, I should not get married. I should never get married. But imagine if I were married to a beautiful, sophisticated woman, tall and pale, wearing an elegant black dress and long black gloves with necklace of pearl, holding a cigarette holder in one hand and a highball in the other. And we lived high up in a penthouse with a huge window from which you could see all of New York and even farther on clearer days. No, can't imagine myself married to that pleasant prison dream. But what about love? I forget love. Not that I'm capable of it, it's just that I see love as art as wearing shoes. I never wanted to marry a girl who was like my mother. And Ingrid Bergman was always impossible. And there's maybe a girl now, but she's already married, and I don't like men, but there's got to be somebody. Because what if I'm 60 years old and not married, all alone in a furnished room with pea stains on my underwear, and everybody else is married, all the universe is married but me? Yet, well, I know that were a woman possible, as I am possible, then marriage would be possible. Like she and her lonely alien god, waiting her Egyptian lover, so I wait, bereft of 2,000 years in the bath of life. Do you see how I broke the pattern at the end? I was all bullshit at the end. Let me go on with this, how I caught it. My whole tone broke when I said, everybody else married all the universe but me. Like how sad I am. I just realized, no, that's not it. That wasn't it. For the sake of poetry, I would write, yet well I know that were a woman possible, as I am possible, then marriage would be possible. That's bullshit. The best that I could do, romantic, you know who she was? Anybody here know who she? It's capital S-H-E, all right? H. Rider Haggard wrote a book called She at the time that Burroughs, not William, the other one, Edgar Rice, wrote Tarzan. And she lived forever and is always waiting for her Egyptian lover to come back. She would have the best of life. So I did, after I wrote this poem, I wrote this in 1957, 58, I got married twice. In 1963, and God, Gregory, 1971. Yeah. And it was, the people are beautiful. The ones that I married, beautiful. And the women I didn't. I have 4 children by 4 different women, okay? Dig the game. Now, I don't think I could ever have 2 children by 1 woman, because that means I'd have to work, I'd have to take care of myself. I can't. Total fuck up. Poet, man. So these women wanted the children. It was blessed. They asked for it. It was no accident. And I see the kids and all that. It's fine. But no 2 kids by 1 woman. 1 child by 1 woman. Of course, the last one wanted 2 from me to be different than the others. I said, no way. No. So I have 4 beautiful kids. The oldest is, 21, and she made me a grandfather. Yeah. The next one, she's a girl, so the next one is my son Max. He's 17. Then, come on, Gregory, get your kids. Well, Niall is the earliest. He's only 9 years old. There's Niall. Oh, no, the old Miranda. That's how I blew it. My first one, Miranda, she's 27. That's a woman. She's grown up. Okay. Oh, God, life. Why do I even talk about this? But, my life is on the line if I write poetry and I talk real, so I feel I have to do this shit. I have to do it. It's said in the poetry, right? Okay. Let's see, Gregory. Here's a poem people like. I don't want to read anything deep here. I just don't feel it. I feel very nice and light and happy. But I want to be smart with you people. I want to really give you something. I really do. I don't want to be a bore. But to me, reading from a book is a bore. Because I don't feel the same as I did when I wrote this shit. That's why I don't understand people who sing songs, how they can do it. I mean, what good the singer who sings and doesn't sing his own song? I asked someone tonight, did Elvis Presley ever sing his own song? Did that man, and Frank Sinatra, did they ever write their own song? They never did. They interpreted others, and they thought, yeah, my feeling goes that way. Huh? And the reason why they're so big and great is for all you people. But I'm reading here, if you can get some connection with it, that means that what Elvis did and what Frank Sinatra did, they're connecting with you. They're interpreting. They didn't have to write the songs. All right? I'm the man that wrote this shit. And it's heavy to do it. I'd rather have others interpret it to you than me. When I was young writing poetry, I never thought I'd get on the stage giving poetry out to people. Why I love Shelley and all that is that they wrote poetry and you read it after they're dead and gone. It's not to get up like some drunk asshole before you and blow the beauty of it. No way. It's sad. And why am I doing this? Not solely for the money, my God. I don't get up there to do this game. So and why does Ginsberg do it? He don't need the money. They do it because they think they have something to say. I got nothing to say. I already said it. I don't know why I'm here. I mean it. I'm trying my best. Am I doing okay? Yeah. All right. I'll try to give you my weirdest shots. Just to make you happy, let me give you my weird games here. Okay, Gregory. Weird ones. Oh, arrogant ones. I want to get the arrogance. Yeah, I like arrogance. Arrogance. Because I'm a tough fucker, man. I can do it. I'll give you 2 arrogant poems. It makes people unhappy, these poems. I don't give a fuck. Here we go. You, Gregory, get the arrogance. 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 It's coming. Well, before I came here, I found this poem. This is a good one. Proximity. And this one I caught. This one I know I have a good head. Watch this. A star is as far. It'll look. Wait. A star is as far as the eye can see, and as near as my eyes to me. You get it? Yeah. I'm there. I'm up at the stars. What do you mean, yeah? You got it. You never thought that before. When you're looking at a star, right? It's very far away, right? You can see it, right? But it's close to your eye. All right. Like if I on this planet, if I was on another planet, I'd still see the same thing we see here. Here's the sweet one. When a boy, I monitored the stairs, altered the maps, and flew the birds of New York City. And at summer camp, I kissed the moon in a barrel of rain. Now that's a sweetheart. That's nice. I mean, you know those barrels where the rain falls on the building and there's a barrel that catches the rainwater? And then it's very smooth and little bugs flitter across it. And when the moon's over it, it would reflect heavily. That's when I kissed the fucker. How many times have you kissed? How many times have you kissed? Ah, now we're getting to the heavyweight. Yeah, here we go. Here we go. Ah, well, this poem is called well. Ah, well, all right. Ah, well, people. Nobody loves them. That's a good one. That's a nobody loves them. All right, not even people. Want of love. No one owes anyone anything. Whosoever pays dues hasn't. I know of no collector. They pay themselves. Those who demand respect are seldom deserving. Not to show disrespect is enough. People love only themselves and not too well. Love for another, either in passion or compassion, stems from the heart's desperate need. The universe is alone, and people are alone in it. The Pope doesn't really love me, nor I he. Christ, his invisible love, I knew for a lover too. People bring on fear, pity. I fear human fragility. I pity coolies of humility. It's always a bad day for someone. Pain, death, the big lie of life. The apothecary in earth blooms the poppy at best. Now, that's a sad message to leave the world. But I have to say that that poppy is going to ease you off. Well, you got to admit, human beings, life has been here a long time, and it still sucks, doesn't it? I mean, we're not in a good place. And you think, about you only got 100 years here, it would be okay. You think, fine, you have kids being born and everything is nice. And then die. Something's wrong there, isn't it? In the whole equation, there's a fuck up. That's where you got me. That's where you got poetry. That's where you got the screw up. Like he said earlier, right? A guy like me. Right? All right, spirit. This is what I feel about spirit. Spirit is life. It flows through the depth of me endlessly, like a river, unafraid of becoming the sea. Here's the arrogance. Now, this is where I took it on. If they're going to make gods, then we play the shot. Because I gave away. I gave away the sky, along with all the stars, planets, moons, and as well the clouds and winds of weather, the formations of plains, the migration of birds. Oh no, you can't, scream the trees. Birds are ours when not in transit. You can't give it. So I gave away the trees and the ground they inhabit, and all such things as grow and crawl upon it. Hey, hold on there, tidal of the seas. Shores are ours. Trees for ships, for shipyards, ours. You can't give it. So I gave away the seas and all things that swim them and sail them. Hold on there now. Son of the gods, all you gave is ours. We made it all, even the likes of you. And so I gave the gods away. It was fun doing. Hey, why not? You're going to give it away? Why not? You want the Brooklyn Bridge? You got it. I'm not even going to sell it to you. All right? You can have it. You want the gods? You can have them. I don't want them. I'm in the Bible, that place where you're talking about the gods here, and they get all screwed up. You people are all screwed up with gods, right? My God, right. Well, let me get the other arrogant one, then you see what I feel about the gods. The whole mess, almost. I ran up 6 flights of stairs to my small furnished room, opened the window, and began throwing out those things most important in life. First to go, truth. Squealing like a fink. Don't. I'll tell awful things about you. Oh, yeah, well, I've nothing to hide. Out. Then went God, glowering and whimpering in amazement. It's not my fault. I'm not the cause of it all. Out. Then love, cooing bribes. You'll never know impotency, Gregory. All the girls on bowl covers, all yours. I pushed her fat ass out and screamed, you always end up a bummer. I picked up faith, hope, charity, all three clinging together. But else you'll surely die. With you, I'm going nuts. Goodbye. Then beauty. Ah, beauty. As I led her to the window, I told her, you I love best in life, but you're a killer. Beauty kills. Not really meaning to drop her, I immediately ran downstairs, getting there just in time to catch her. You saved me, she cried. I put her down and told her, walk on. Went back up those 6 flights, went to the money. There was no money to throw out. The only thing left in the room was death, hiding beneath the kitchen sink. I'm not real, I cried. I'm just a rumor spread by life. Laughing, I threw it out, kitchen sink and all, and suddenly realized humor was all that was left. And all I could do with humor was say, out the window with the window. Yeah. Now, here's a poem that should be read privately, because the big ones like faith, hope, charity, God, I use capital, but money I use lowercase. Money wasn't the big one. I put money there for humor. Obviously, there'd be no money to throw out the window. And that's not the biggie. It's not there. I mean, all the money that you can have, it's what they make that you use money for that you can have. And how much can you get? I mean, how many of anything, diamonds you want. The only thing I thought equitable to money was drugs. And that's an honest shot. I'm like, children, don't, hey, beware, you know. But that's a fact of life. Here's a haiku. Alchemy. A bluebird alights upon a yellow chair. Spring is here. Now, any of you angels know what that says? Why is spring there? I knew it. You fuckers don't know shit about poetry, man. You don't know anything. There was a compound here. What did I say? I'll give it to you again. Alchemy. Now, what does alchemy mean? It's magical, isn't it? But it's also chemistry. A bluebird alights upon a yellow chair. Spring is here. Why is spring there? Yeah. Who said that? She gets a prize. Who's the guy who gives out the prize and says, "Yo, here you're up here. She's got a vacation to where? Transylvania. Great." God almighty. All right. I'm just having fun with you. God almighty. Yeah, yellow and blue make us green. Come on, Gregory. I should do something. All right, here's what I wrote to the second one I married. I saw an angel today, without wings, with human smile, and nothing to say. All right. You know, what time is it? When am I going to get out of here? Oh, I got it. Wait a minute. No, let me keep on here. This is heavyweight. I wrote this thing very fast, and somebody wanted to print it in a newspaper in New York City, and they didn't correct it. They really screwed this one up. It's not a poem. It's just something I wrote out very fast because I had dreamt it the night before. It was a heavyweight dream. And I was 30 years old. It's called 30th Year Dream. This one I should give you. And I'll show you how I screwed the poem up. I dreamed a man unknown to me in a city nowhere on earth. I am the architect of that elsewhere world, for sure. He was tall and a long black beard, and he stood in a tall, hairy coat and Polish rabbi hat. He told me, "Christ wants to see you," and he handed me a piece of paper with his address on it. I refused it, happily, or was it smart alecally, telling him, I know where he lives, and away I skipped down a winding street. Oh my God, yeah, I went down that street, it's true, and all the buildings looked alike. I thought I knew the building. I thought I knew the building. I'll tell you why I'm skipping all this, because it's just I'm talking about the streets, how I made them. But if you dream something, let's say you've never been to Paris, and you dream Paris, you're building Paris there in the dream. And that's why I screwed up this poem by saying, what I was dreaming, when I should have got at the nitty-gritty of this man giving me this white paper saying, Christ wants to see you, and I said, I know where he is, and I'll go. And I didn't take the white piece of paper. Then I ran back to him, and he wasn't there to get the paper. I didn't know his address. Right? So I cried, denied, denied. This held me a long time. I'd go up to priests, Episcopalians, Catholic ones, Jewish ones, rabbis, and they would always give me the same shot that I was warned. It was a warning. I don't know. Anyway, just to show you how something can be screwed up. I'll show you how it's screwed. I'll read it till you see. All right? I dreamed a man unknown to me in a city nowhere on earth. I am the architect of that elsewhere world for sure. He was tall and a long black beard, and he stood in a tall hairy coat and Polish rabbi hat. He told me, Christ wants to see you, handing me a piece of white paper with an address thereon. I refused it, happily, or was it smart alecally? Refused it, telling him, like I know where he lives. And away I skipped down a winding street I don't remember getting the asphalt for, and when could I have steamrolled it? You see how I screwed it up? I'm going there, but then I'm saying, I'm making the street I'm running on. I'm dreaming it. This is how I fucked up the poem. All right. Still, I am the architect of this else here world, and the way the Lord built this here world is the way I in dreams build. I think, therefore it is, or I dream, therefore I build. Anyway, away I skipped into an earthless, familiar direction, where a place is familiar to me, yet not of earth, must mean that I possess recall of all these people and streets and buildings created by my dream's mind. But soon found myself looking for his name on the directories of huge buildings, all looking alike, dead end lost. Oh, how I trembled to see the look on my face when I ran back to the tall man no longer there. That look of a smart Aleck struck dumb with blick's eye surprise. The agony of self-contempt woke me, cursing me, hitting me, spitting on my legs. Damn impulsive, goon-faced, proletariat, shelly, greaseball, dopey fuck. That's what I called myself. I called myself a dopey fuck. Now, who has power in dreams, or how do you handle yourself when you're dreaming? I only did it once. I think I won on that one. It was coming after me. They were coming after me, and I just stood my ground, and they disappeared. That's the old Buddhistic thing, hold your ground, don't be afraid. But it was a guy named George Sanders who was an actor, was a good actor in life, a bit actor, and he had killed himself, committed suicide. And I saw him in a dream where he wore a big belt, bare-chested, sweating and all that, with a key, a whistle, and a saw. I said, hey, you died, you killed yourself, what are you doing here? He said, what? And scared the hell out of me. I ran, and these people came after me. And that's when I stood my ground, and I no longer had nightmares after that. The nightmare happens if you get scared. So you win out on this one. This one I was so dumb, this dream. I could have seen Jesus Christ in a dream. Because I told you when I first came out here, I dreamt I could walk along this ground. Why I feel that is because I dreamt that many times. And I said to the people in the dream, you know, I dreamt that I can walk above the ground. This is saying it in a dream. I dreamt that I could walk above the ground. Let me show you. That's what blew my mind, that I could do it, but it's still a dream. I came out, I didn't do it, right? How did I come out? You think I came out like some little hero? No, I wanted to get the fuck up there. I can't do it. Can't do it. Oh, God. But, you know, dreams are half our life. Let me give you, I wrote this on the airplane just to show you where my head's at, okay? On the airplane coming here. I'm not how many hours, not many hours. On my way here. Here I be, in the air again. One gets the feeling when flying that the gap between the last flight, 8 months ago, was a span spent dying. To paraphrase Sweet Dylan, Bob that is, like I wasn't busy living. Living has always been a she-mate and long nights dabbling with the muse. Been bereft of both quite some time. Why, I asked myself flying here, must all my life I had lived it to the hilt, and was fortunate so, at the right place, right time, a space-time continuum so certain, so smooth. I was the igniter of my own dynamite. Have I shot my load? The poems, they still flow. It's, I know what it is, hubris and love lack. I claimed I knew it all because there wasn't that much to know. Socrates had said, know thyself, but all I know is I know nothing. Villon says, I know all there is to know but myself. And I come along saying, I know all there is to know because I know much to know. And I'm paying for it. I know-it-all stepmothers would admonish me when I was a kid. Before I knew it, the big shot was toothless, overnight hair turned white. It's not easy getting smart, especially when one doesn't want to die stupid. It's a particular kind of salvation, for me the only kind. So spare me such hypocrisy as out of fear, calling for the God of salvation on my deathbed, forgive me, forgive me. They break you when you're born, slapping you on the butt, and they break you when you're dying, come back to the Lord. No, it's most vital not to die stupid, and it's really vital not to die. That's funny. I had to put that last line in it. But yeah, I don't want to die dumb. And if anybody thinks they're dying smart by going to the Lord, I don't know. Okay. This one's called Artemis. Now, Artemis, I had a feeling, I'm sorry, I had a feeling you guys don't know who Artemis is. Raise your hands if you know who Artemis is. The women, all right, I'll give her the Roman name Diana. The huntress, a myth, because it's very important you know this. Okay, I'll tell you what, you'll see the poem and you'll know why. Remember, this on the airplane coming here. Why would I write about Artemis? The deer man, oh, they put an essay, they did fuck up and they printed this. The deer man, antlered, tall, and guardsome, knelt by a pool in a deep wood. Reflected in nakedness behind him, the deer slayer. She crowned a quarter moon and stars. She took aim and arrowed him between his branched horns. Thus the fate of one who spied on a goddess. A goddess seemed ready to bathe, a mere reflection, yet terrible to behold. Once she told her father she could get by without cities. Her wishes were to forever remain a virgin, to have many names, to possess a bow and arrow, to carry a torch, and wear a tunic with a fringe down to the knee. A black hound at her side, to hunt wild beasts, to have 60 nymphs as escort and caretaker, to look after her sandals, to hold sway over all woods, all mountains. As she recounted her wishes, she tried but failed to grab her father's beard. He laughed and agreed he would give her everything she wanted. She left him. She knew where to go. First to the ocean to collect her nymphs, then to the dense forest. She was all of 1 day old. 1 fucking day old. These are the people we still know today. Those who raised your hands, these people never happened, but you know of them. And so many people happen, and you don't know of them. There's the ball game. Now, this one, Lita, another big lady, but my granddaughters call that. So, her husband fled the room like a hysterical fairy fleeing a burning, crowded gay bar. Let me out of here. I mean, can you imagine a scene, a faggot bar, and it's on fire, and all the faggots, yeah, I get out of here, they're all screeching. And this is how this guy got out of the marital nuptial room. Now for the most difficult of amorous undertakings began. The wife sat up in the nuptial bed. She saw a splendid swan flapping toward her, exhausted. She didn't reject the bird. She wanted to protect it. She fell asleep with the creature squeezing it between her thighs. The swan raped her, and when the egg hatched in her womb, a tiny, perfect figure emerged, Helen. Helen's beauty was unbearable to men and a danger to the gods. Mortals have never been able to forgive their beautiful women. This distinguishes the gods from men. Now, there's my statement. There's my big fucking statement here. Men have never been able to forgive their beautiful women. Never. That's a good poem, Gregory. Her beauty, Helen's beauty, brought nothing new to mankind, not even the disasters she caused. Horace, if you know Horace, a Roman poet, said, "The cunt has been a terrible provoker of wars long before Helen came on the scene." If you look back in history, even in mythology, it was always a rape. Everything rape, the rape of Europa, it was all rape. This daughter of Leda, this child of a swan and woman, not only did she compel Homer to write about her, she actually composed a poem about the war she commenced, which Homer then used for his own. This is a fact. Napoleon began as a novelist. Helen wished to end up as the narrator of her own life. There was a profound affinity between Helen and poetry, for no woman in literature has ever been so exalted and so savaged. Helen lived surrounded by the love of a few men and the hate of both innumerable other men and all women. For centuries she would be subjected to insults and blasphemy. Yet she was the only woman Zeus, the great god, allowed to call him father. She resembled her two brothers, the twins Castor and Pollux. She was of simple spirit, mild manners, splendid hair, a beauty spot between the eyes, small mouth, perfect perfect breasts. Why did I say shagangas? Oh, breasts. Perfect breasts. When he burst, dig this, her husband, when he burst into Troy to kill her, it said that no sooner had he glimpsed her naked breasts that he dropped his sword. All her life she did nothing but show herself off and betray. Leda and the swan, Helen and her sister Clytemnestra, their husbands Menelaus and Agamemnon, her twin brothers Castor and Pollux. They're all related. Helen and Clytemnestra were sisters. Menelaus and Agamemnon were brothers. They're all related, sisters and brothers. That's why I'm saying it, because every story of two is always a story of three. Two pairs of hands grab the same thing at the same time and tug in opposite directions. This Helen, this leader, this rapist Zeus, they never happened, yet they are always. Okay, Gregorian rant, this is a repetition. This is a repetition. Let me read you what I really like here and end this game, all right? Let me really get something here so I'll be happy. God, it's not painful getting to read here. It's just, why? What do I have to say to you people, you know? In the beginning, when we read early game in the 50s, and we got up to read, America didn't dig poetry. What the fuck was poetry to this country? Nothing, niente. Yet, we were saying something and it got big, because something was being said. We didn't take any money to begin. We said, hey, if we take money, they're going to stop us from saying what we want to say. But after a while, Alan was smart enough to say, Gregory, take the money, we take it, and we help our kind out rather than what they have to do with it. All right. But it got to be where it was a social thing and not so much poetry anymore, the Beat Generation. It got to be a social change. Great. But as life went on, what right do I have now to get up here? What do I got to offer you? One I have, but that's in my own head. And it might not be so, but I'm up here, so let me lay it on you. We're all on death row. We're going to die. The way my head works is say, if I'm on death row and I'm going to die, I'm going to break out. Okay, now. I'll find a way to get out. Now, can I get out of this life alive? So, parents and all that tell you, no, you got to die one day. And so you take it and you die. Something's wrong there. I don't like it. Something's very wrong. And if I can't win out on that, then I know something else is going to happen. So this is the way I see it. 3 people supposedly in history got out of life alive, or maybe 4. The Count Saint-Germain was seen 3 times in a period from the year 786 AD to 1248 AD to, I agree, it is in the 18th century. 3 times he was seen. Mary, the mother of Jesus, never was buried. So she was what, assumption? Muhammad, up in a horse, he was never killed. Jesus was killed, so you can't claim him. I mean, he got wiped out. I'm talking about the ones that need to wipe out. Or the Old Testament, who's the guy? Ezekiel. 3 of those fuckers made it out of here alive. Got it? So I'm looking at it, say, Jay Gregory, hey, I'm ass-bound. I'm fucked. I'm stuck here. I can't get out. I'm breaking out of a prison or a death row. So I caught the best next shot, and this is what I think it is. We had the dinosaur, and it's very big in kids' heads. They love the idea of the dinosaur, and they were wiped out. At the time of the dinosaur, what continued life was this. Something was there that said, I don't want to be that big. I don't think I want to be as big as my unfortunate brothers are, or were. And so we became. Now, we're going to go, but something's going to come out of us. And what's the thing we always talk about? The angel side of us, the God, some shot. That's what's going to happen. We're going to go, but there will be the better part of it. I don't know how many hundreds of millions of years, kiddos, but it seems very fast these days. And everything's going very speeded up. That's my fixation, right? That's it. I mean, if you want to die and go to heaven, take it. But I think dead, you're up Schitt's Creek, guys. I don't think you're going nowhere, none of you. When you're dead, you're out. And how dare I say that? Why not? I can say it. I had it. Good night. I'll tell you what I'll do with you. If you want to ask me something, go ahead. I think that's good. Come on, talk to me. Nobody wants to talk to me? Come on, handle me.
Jack.
Huh?
When's the last time you saw Jack?
I saw him dead in the coffin. Laid out. And dumbass Ginsburg says, he's dead, Gregory, you know. There ain't him there. I know. So what is that? That's it. That's it? Your question?
Gregory, what about Lou Welsh?
He's an interesting one. He didn't want to be buried in a coffin. He wanted not to be buried in the ground, to stay in the ground, or in the water, or fire. He wanted the birds eat him. Right? They put him up like an Indian up in the hills that he was eating, I guess. And nobody's heard from him since. Come on. on, give me a good shot. If I like that in depth, whatever you want. You can handle it. You're grown up fucking people. Wake up here. A man comes to you and says to you, I feel I'm going to die on this planet. I don't like the idea of that shit. I don't like it. Who am I to be placed like that? By a night's lust of some what father I had, fucking the mother that I had, to make me. To put me in this form. So I got my own head. I got this on my own, so how do I get out? Now come on, where do you guys want to go?
How are you going to break out?
Well, there, I'm saying you. How do you break out? You break out by the word, I think. Through the word you get out. I really believe that. In the beginning was the word, so it'll end that way. You're not going to make it out when you're dead. Believe me, kid, it's so obvious. Dead, you're a shit's creek. Alive, you can get out. It's an attitude. Hey, that little Italian lady in the church who believes going to heaven, she's going. She believes it. Just slipped through. Me, I'll question that. I have a tough time dying. You all fucking dead. It's too bad. Too bad I can't get you to come with me to get out of here. If you notice something about life, I don't know how old you guys are, but I see life change drastically. There's no life anymore. I mean, New Year's Eve when I was a kid was suddenly so beautiful. Everybody was dancing in the streets. There's not anymore. We even had a war after the war was over. People would say, great, and sing and fuck and everything. What happened? I think the big generation, those hippies that came along with that, people are putting them down for one good reason, that they changed life. If you would have known what it was like before those beats came on the scene, it was very innocent and pleasant, but there was no bathroom in those movie pictures. They make those movies, they make these movies that everything's so innocent and so sweet, but no toilet bowl in it, no real. So they came on, they brought the real in. And real is heavy, and people got aware of it. There's all phony shit. They had the $64 question, whatever it was, and they got exposed as being phonies. Nixon was your father of the phonies. Exposed. Finito. It's over. So how are you going to handle your ashes while you're alive? It's not worrying about when you're dead. Me, I'm playing that because I'm getting older. I'm a poet. I can play with death. One of the big subjects. But you guys are alive. Right? If I had to say the dinosaur and then came us, and then after us is kind of comfort that we're dinosaurs, that's sad. Because that's what I was saying. We're going to go. I'll give you a good example of what happened. Missing link. You ever hear the missing link in life? Come on, you ever hear of the missing link? Well, good. Now the missing link is between ape man and primitive man. They've been looking for the skull. They can't find the skull. Anthropologists cannot find the skull. Why can't they find the skull? Because the brain changed. It was not a skull change. Their brains were zapped. What zapped their brains? Look at the food they ate. The food was born of themselves, divisional, like asparagus is born. No seed then, no fucking, in other words, amongst veggies. Until pollination happened. And what was the first seed family? Morning glory seeds. And it's a hallucination. Hallucinogenic. So the brain does that. The brain is not petrified. That's the dawn of consciousness. What you partake. Hey, what? I'll give you another mystery. It's the other big one. Infinity and finite. Watch this one. How big is the whole cosmos? The whole mega galactic stuff. It's finite. You know why it's finite? Because that's what there is. But what ain't there is infinite. You can have all the money you want, but the money you don't got is much more. So all you got is finite. Your God is finite. Infinite is not God. That's the big ball. God has always come to me. You don't want to create God. I could understand it. The caves, the lightning, people are scared, so they created something bigger they thought in their heads. And prayed to help me to nature. And that's understandable. Poor simple human bones. That's understandable. But you're gonna grow up, right? You're gonna get to a point you know you're gonna drop dead. Wake up already. Don't die stupid. Imagine these fucking advantages, these priestly people who tell you, say you're guilty. Can you imagine before you're blacking out? I'm guilty. What a nice trip you had. That's the best message I can give you, angels, than that shit that I wrote in the past, which ain't bad. Some of it ain't bad, man. You know, I look at it, it's done already. And I say, poetry, if it's any fucking good, it's gonna last, right? I was thinking a couple of those would last. They came from here, you know, and I wouldn't read them. Because I could not get back to the feeling. I read the marriage poem, which was weird. I did that because, hey, I was already married, I passed the bar already, you know? Okay, thank you very much.
Gregory has graciously...
Not graciously, I'll do it.
Gregory will sign, he'll sign some fucking books out there, okay?
And after that, Spring Street.
Up here.
He doesn't even have any. So how much money do you make on these people here? Did they pay how much to get in? They pay $10.
$7 or $10.
Well, that's nice, man. How many people are there about? 15?
No.
We should have
I'm
more,
gonna
but some
say-
better than that, man. They didn't
Yeah.
know. Too bad. Too fucking bad. I would have swung a little more, too. I don't know. If
No, it was great. It was great. It was.
Okay.
Can you
That's
possibly...
That's a mess, man. Look at it. Wipe it up.
Can you come out here?
Wait, wow, man. I thought it was like fucking liquid here.
I know. And budget cuts.
But, right?
Water,
Look at that. That's an illusion. That's beautiful. It's like spilled fucking liquid. Beautiful. You guys got any
It's in the
smoke?
morning glory.
Yeah, the morning. That's true. I checked it out, the geological time on it, and it was morning glory season, Dickers.
Oh, I believe that.
Oh, you believe it? I know. I checked this out. Isn't that amazing? So it was a brain.
Over here with peyote.
Yeah, it's a brain shit. So looking for it. Hey, well, it's he and us holding us up.
Okay, let's
This way we get
let's
out?
go on out front. We may have to wait till we get at the table.
Okay.
There's a chair out there.
Oh, I'm glad the ending happened all right. I got a little spook there to read these fucking poems. Yeah.
You did fine. You
Yeah.
faked real well, man.
What?
If you can't do it, then you were faking real well,
I'm
right?
here. I'm the best faker there is. If you say so.
I don't know.
Hey, come on.
Listen to this. He wants to
Hey, I'll
compliment.
tell you something about
You want
fake. Let me tell you something about fake. I'd love to be loved. I'd love people to like me. Well, look at me. I'm sure it was a real. I should ask them. They probably know it. Why did you show up?
Sit here.
Yeah, that's what we...
Okay. All right. All right. That's a good one. Okay, who belongs this to? Save one of those
That's
shirts.
ours.
I
Thank you.
swear to God, I want to get one of
We'll
those.
save you one.
Oh, that's deplorable.
Ah,
That's deplorable because that's the only drink I got.
We'll get it cleaned up. Right?
Look, there's a...
on the restroom. Give me some towels,
Yeah, okay.
please.
My God, that's real sloppy of you. You know that, Lynn?
That's right.
My God, it's embarrassing too.
Hey, I'm beyond embarrassment.
You
can't
Save
embarrass
one of these
me.
for me. You're gonna do it, right?
Yeah, yeah, we got you one.
Oh, good.
It's not about you. And it's all about you.
We got some towels coming. Cleaned off some signed stuff.
You know, I asked somebody why he came. It's because he liked my work. That's a good feeling. That's okay. That's nice.
Let's
Who are you?
Tom Kellerman.
Tom Kellerman. I'm Gregory Nuncio Corso. Good.
Nice to meet you. This is
All right.
Nona.
And it's Nona.
Nona.
Hi, Nona. Hi. Good. Cigarette. I love cigarettes. I don't know, drinking, drugs, anything.
Before too many people get hold of you, can you send us pictures?
Yeah. You know why they like this picture in Italy?
Why is that?
Because the Italians talk like this. Hey, what are you doing? So they thought I was telling Jesus, hey, get the
hell
fuck
are
off
you
me. What are you doing up there? It's good. This isn't a Lowell Ness. It's a really a big, tall crucifix. A blue Carac's mine, you know.
You send one for Nona? Send a book
Sure,
for
sure.
Nona?
Sure. You want me to draw you a picture?
Sure.
I'll do just one look, and I have to look again.
All right.
Okay, I got it. Oh, I'll make you so beautiful. I'll make you like a Greek goddess. Do you know, when I was in Delphi, you know, it's in Greece, I saw the hawks that they got there on Mount Parnassus go down and pick up the turtles, carry them up, and drop the fuckers on the rock so that their shells break.
Amazing.
Wow! You ever see that happen? Where a hawk would take a turtle, fly up, and drop the son of a bitch on a rock, and then he could eat the turtle. Because you can't get a turtle, they're hard in the shell, right?
Pretty good idea.
Smart hawk. Look how beautiful I made you. Look at that.
Well, I'll see if I can get.
God. I got your ass. Wait, maybe I did too much. Wait. Maybe this is.
Any chance of getting here?
Yeah, you see. That's good. That can be like your little chin. Right. Wait like that. So you got okay. All right. Get that right. Okay. Corso. Kid. Who are you?
My name?
Yes.
Nona. Nona. Thank you.
We got a seat for you over here.
What do you want? Oh, Mama.
You know, the only other famous person I got an autograph from was Sparky Anderson. So you and Sparky Anderson, I'll have.
But why me? I mean, I've been on the scene. I've been a man that holds the summer break. Why?
Well, you know, you're the
You like
only.
poetry? You like poetry? Good. Okay, good. What is that? It's tobacco.
That's okay.
What do you want me to do? You got a
Oh no, I don't. I just.
Borrow mine?
Yes. Good. All right. What do you want me to do?
Okay, could you make it up to Greg?
Who?
To Greg.
Oh, hi, Greg. What's this? Greg.
Thank you.
What would you like me to do?
Could you sign the book?
All right. That's the smartest shot.
Yeah,
All right, but why don't I say where I am right now?
sure, that would be fine. I wanted to ask you something.
Go ahead, ask it.
Do you still wear a cross, like a crucifix, on occasion?
I never wore it.
Never wore it?
No, I gave it to others.
Uh-huh. I thought one time you told Jack Kerouac to take
Where?
the cross and wear it,
Yeah,
you know, on
I
the
gave it to
outside.
him.
You gave it to him.
It was a beautiful one, too. A raw silver one done in Metro. Oh, wow. Well, he loved it.
Yeah.
Okay?
1990. Great. I appreciate it. It's been a wonderful reading.
Thank
Thank
you.
you for reading Mary.
Yeah, at the end, I suddenly realized people get bored by poetry. Watch out when people get bored with poetry, because you're killing poetry then.
Yeah.
And I love poetry, and I realized I don't care how good a poet you are, if you're up there too long, people are going to get tired and bored
Yeah.
of it.
That's
So
right.
that's why at the end, I said, all right, take one of your subjects, Greg, when you feel, and get on with it. Good.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Because I would never blaspheme against anybody's God.
I
Never.
understand.
But people need that kind of, they do.
They do.
You know the worst things that are happening today is because of religion? Ireland, Yugoslavia, sad. Say, you're about to take that fucking picture with that thing on. I knew you were an asshole, you dummy to begin with. You had that, you just took it off. You just caught it.
Right, I
How you
did.
been doing? All right?
Pretty good. How are you?
All right.
I really enjoyed it. Wonderful.
How about you?
I would say yeah. I would say yeah. You know, especially because I should know better. I have to use it to advantage. Yeah.
not going to die stupid.
That I don't want. See, I used to say death will make me smart. Then I caught it. Wait a minute. You don't want to get smart then. It's too late then. Too late now. All right, who's taking me where? What's happening? What? I'm lost. I'm stuck with people.
You're talking about what Woody Allen said. He says, "I'm not afraid of death. I just don't want to be there when it happens."
He's got to be there, though.
Everybody will.
Yeah. He's going to be there. That's fucking. He should, you know, in a way, get it heavy. I think. What is this one?
That's the. I'm trying to get all you guys here.
Wow.
I've got Lawrence
that's nice.
and Alan in there.
Okay. So you won't get Jack, but maybe William.
I'm hoping to get William. Yeah.
William, you might.
How's William?
He'll be beautiful. He'll be in New York. They're gonna have a big retrospective on the beach in May.
Oh yeah.
In
the city,
NYU.
in New York City.
Yeah,
Oh, wow.
they're gonna take over Washington Square Park.
Oh wow.
That's great. They can do it, you know.
Oh, yeah,
As a
yeah,
kid,
yeah.
I always wanted that park, and here will be some people who give the park to me, the whole fucking thing one day. Great.
That's great.
They'll do it. All those guys selling dope and all that, they're gonna have to be kicked out. That's a drag. So what are you gonna do about the people selling pot and all that? Right? So they'll be on the sidelines.
They're not gonna let anybody in.
Well, they'll let they. Hey. That's the only time I think that he will be around. He'll be, 'cause he's had a triple bypass. He's not the best
Oh, yeah?
shape. He's not the best. Oh, but he made it. His help, keeps on shooting. Keeps on painting with a shotgun. Well, I'll give him a hint on it. Why put the cans of there and shoot a pistol with the bullet? Why not have the bullet painted already? Paint on the bullet and shoot it out. Yeah, you got it. How did that come out yesterday? Okay.
I haven't seen a picture of it yet, but
Would you send it to me?
yes, I will.
Okay.
I can't wait to transcribe it. Thank you.
That one all right?
Yeah.
It's done? What? Did you tell what? What are you whispering? I heard. I eavesdropped.
The first thing he said that Gregory Corso is the best of that bunch.
Yeah. Let me tell you another thing about him. He had this fucking classic Cadillac.
We heard about
And usually,
that.
yeah. Well, you know what I did? They wanted to open the door for me to get in. I stepped in the fucker.
Yeah.
He grabs me, picks me out of the car, says, "Who am I?" I looked at him. I was like, "You're a pile of shit." And he grabbed me like that. He never forgot it. He mentioned it, right?
He told me to tell you he'd never touch you again.
Next
Right.
time
You
he
know
sees
why?
you, he won't
But you
hurt
know why? In a way, he was right. It's an old expression. Never touch a man's vehicles. See, that's the message I want to give him. To make him happy about it. Don't touch a man's vehicles. Testicles, whatever. Their cars like it, right? They look at their automobiles,
Right,
a classic
right.
automobile. No, he's a good man.
Yeah, I think
Okay.
Kate did. I know. Can you imagine kissing that? Only 20. Oh, she did. Sniffing glue or something? No. But she said that she couldn't get it up or something. I heard you couldn't get it up. But now I can. Oh, yeah.
What's up, man? What's going on? There it comes. There it comes. Cut us out. Yeah, cut us out.
Hi. All right, let me go get his drink.
Oh, great things.
Oh, wow, I knew the light would be bad.
You were the guy in the car, right? No, don't tell. I'm going to put on my t-shirt.
Yeah, I'm the guy that called.
No, fuck you. Don't take no pictures.
Okay. Hey, the bathroom's going down on the bowling team. The bathroom's over there.
You should have taken a picture, you dummy. I told you not to take it, didn't? He's a fool. He should have. He's not upset. Don't take it. He didn't, right? He should have.
You should have.
Of course. I didn't expect ever to get the picture, man. You know, take the picture. good. Thank you.
Hey, Dave.
Word problem. Okay. What to drink? What do you want?
Two screwdrivers for me. Okay, 2 beers.
Another bass? You want a bass or what do you want?
Say no.
When this gets half empty, I'm gonna want.
Well, what is it?
Makers on Ross. Is he still around?
Okay.
Gregory's gonna want money too.
Okay.
Is that my girl? Gave me this. Right. I figured you guys could get her. Yeah, like an That's not bad, not for a cauldron. Of course, the best place, the cheapest drinks in town are the left.
Laura.
You know how much makers make?
This is a documentary on Laura. Don't know her last name, don't know really much about her, but her name's Laura. Looks like Maggie.
I mean, it's like,
With an
I don't even
exposure.
make a profit off of it.
No, I mean, do you know that we were
You did?
I
I didn't know that.
did not know.
Exploited.
I did know that has never been before, but now I know.
This is Kent.
Hey, Dave.
Kent's a literary resident.
Resident?
I'm literary resident.
Renaissance. Her son. Yeah.
Parents really scared, and we were like, there was this.
It's a nice little crowd here. What do you think?
I think there'd be more people here.
Really bad. We were scared.
I'm surprised there aren't more people. The lighting's really shitty, so I'm gonna shut this off.
He was like,
It's bad lighting.
I
There's no lighting.
So like 2 million bucks. You think that's 2 million conservatives?
So what do you got? What do you and Laura got going on anyway?
I could drink beer with Laura.
Drink beer with Laura.
That's about it.
Do you like to have sex with Laura?
Just drink beer.
I like to sniff glue with
Just
them.
like maybe to the people who agree with you, but I don't see the stuff he says.
And that's about it.
I drink beer, she sniffs glue.
Laura, I'm surprised you didn't break out and start crying.
Pardon me?
I'm surprised you didn't start crying yet.
Why is that?
She cried last night, she sniffed too much glue. I'm very much. I went back to him and said, what's the good of having a handgun? It's only... What are you... What the hell?
Yeah, right. Yeah, that's like the alcohol of all those things. We were down to
Glad you didn't say it.
And then he's talks about his new newsletter and how the big thing is.
When Charlie was around, so I got nothing.
Or Blake.
Yeah, you got it. So I realized I met those fuckers in my time.
So have you not like not been back since what, in the 50s? Is that when you went over there? See, I just read Without Stopping. You know, it's got the photographs there, and you're there.
In Tangier, yeah.
Yeah, in Tangier.
59. Well, these assholes, when we went there to Tangier, these hippies started beating us as they came. And, you know, the average when they smoke key pot, they go slow.
Hey, what's Keith
Like,
like?
oh,
Is it, how different
let me
is
tell you
that
something,
from
they smoke it slow, and they drink it mint tea. Then you get these fuckers always smoke a joint like this. And they blow the minds of the Tangerian Arabs. They never saw anybody smoke that desperately. You take it easy. I'll tell you something I got in Tangier they don't do anymore. One night, Bowles took me and Bowles and Lieutenant Leary and Carrick and Ginsburg, you know, a lot of people there, up to Ramadan in the Rift Mountains with a tent until 3 o'clock, no, maybe 1 o'clock in the afternoon. It starts 12 o'clock the night before. Dancing boys in a big, beautiful tent. Mint tea, all the fucking figs you want and grapes, all things like that, fish cakes, whatever. Dig it. Dig it. Dancing boys, they don't have those guys no more. They don't. This guy Hassan, guy or king, knocked it out. But and most of the gay people dig that. You see? Well, I caught it as something very beautiful too. Here you got 16-year-old boys dancing. It's beautiful. Why shouldn't 16-year-old boys be beautiful?
I've heard like the whole Tangier thing's really calmed down, right? Since they went to self-made.
The Americans did that shit. The CIA and all those motherfuckers. They were paying them money. They said, this is what we want. We don't want these hippies doing what the fuck they're doing here.
I believe it.
You better believe it. I was in the room one day. Robert Kennedy had written to Ginsburg saying, wanted to get, but he thought I was a spokesman, the youth to vote for him. They did. Going for senator. The FBI got somebody to plant some heroin into Ginsburg's house. They wanted to bust him. This is early game. Say, all right, here's your voters. Look, he's a heroin dealer. The guy who was going to plant it told Allen, because Allen had gotten out of prison. He got him out of prison a year before. He was a good man. He said, Allen, they want me to plant this shit. Immediately, he calls Robert Kennedy out. He said, get your fuckers off my back. The kid said, I didn't know it. I didn't know.
So he was legitimate.
Oh, this country could set anybody up and fuck them up.
Oh, yeah.
The people were lucky, and they knew it was dangerous.
Yeah.
But they couldn't handle it. Here you got a Burroughs who's a fucking computer family. They get little cute doll in the adding machine. From that kind of head. They can fuck with him. Horse thieves get hung. The American Indians didn't have it, it's indigenous to the country. The Spaniards brought it over.
Right.
When the American Indian got it, then you get the buffalo easier.
Right.
And what do I have to say?
So what do you think is going to happen to a guy like me? How's that end up?
What do you mean when you're dead and gone? Talking about tomorrow.
No. I want to get something to say to you. What is going to happen to me in life?
I don't know. How long do you think you got left?
What is
Who can say, right? Honestly, I don't even know what you're doing now. What do you do now?
You know anything about me? You wonder where a man like me would go.
Well, I'll tell you someone who, I know he was someone who just did his own thing and was really just kind of to the point where he was just completely extradited from society.
I can't lose, right?
I don't think so.
In other words, I have to die, all right.
Start drawing.
I love drawing. He was not such a great drawer.
It's just he's great because it went along with what he got.
So he's not a great drawer.
Yeah, I agree.
No necks and fucking around.
Yeah, everything's all out of proportion.
I like it. That's what I like is the both of the fleet.
Yeah. Give me a
Sprite.
I live off Preston Highway. I got to drive all the way back there.
No, his big one is the compass.
Yeah,
the geometry of
That Nebuchadnezzar, and
Newton was at his time.
Not the drinking mood anyway.
Yeah, I know. And Voltaire, he's against all those guys.
You know the saddest of all seers, cosmic seers was Giordano Bruno.
So you know.
Yeah. The church did him in. It came before Galileo. He agreed that the Earth was not the center of the world. Right? He's an Italiano professor. The reed symbolized, right? Okay, the cock was two ways and very obvious.
looks like a ram. To me.
Yeah, it's a ram sign. This way and shooting. 2 ways with the car. When they did the owl,
I love this place.
it's not an owl that we're talking about, but the sound of what they say an owl is. It's all phonetic. That's why it was easy to decipher. Well, I got here tattoos. The first thing ever written. Scribe's palette, which goes like this. Just like a stoplight.
Let's do this Thursday. Thanksgiving. I'm afraid.
There, the paintbrush, and where you put the paint on top.
What's the first word?
My fingers. I've been here and I'm running into Tracy. Each of you like those skaters, Tracy. I'm gonna go to the doctor on Monday. I got it right here.
I need to get another table's order real quick.
Somebody wipe that shit off.
Where you been?
You know this one? I'm putting one on this one. This is the one. Young, right? Right. You know what? Young. You know what it is? As I said, when you do what?
The Son of Life. Sorry, we got a famous
Yeah, we know it's a sign of life. You know what it literally is.
I know it was in the movie Logan's Run.
This? What I'm saying now? No way. You know what that is? If you got a cock here and a cunt, and that's how you cover it, this is sandal strap. The big toe goes through that. This is what they put around the front.
Mary,
Here's the
no,
strap up
no,
here.
no.
The sandal strap. Isn't that beautiful?
Prison after the war.
Yeah,
really?
Well, they put him in a cage and he wrote the great piece on cancel. Oh, Palmer's great. No, if you want to see where poetry went in its highest form, it would be with
Mounds of Man.
But you only look at it like a painting. I don't think he would help you out. I don't think that guy would do anything to benefit you in your fucking life, man. Right? He never checked out death. He never went looking into that shit of marriage or none of that. What he went into was the economy. And he did it beautifully. He called it usury. You know what usury is?
No, I don't.
Well, it's probably you lend money, you're going to get a take on it, right?
Right.
They put that down. He says, you do by usury, you're not going to build beautiful buildings.
Good argument.
That's why he stayed with Italy. That's why he stayed with Mussolini.
Oh, okay.
He was naive, not for fascism. He didn't want people hurt. The only poet in life that I know that might have been on the wrong side.
Oh, yeah.
I really mean it. These poets don't cause blood on mouth. There's people throughout history open their mouth. You never heard them causing bloodshed. Socrates said, Plato says, when you get a utopia, you don't put a poet there. Because they'll sort of shit.
Right, you put the philosophers there. Right?
Yeah, well, those asshole philosophers.
Yeah.
I mean,
Funny how Plato took that position.
all those motherfucking philosophy utopia. Where's the poet coming to fuck it up?
Yeah. I thought that's a pretty easy position for Plato to take, I thought.
So he's not Socrates. He does
Right. He's just a recorder.
Do you know what the Greeks had? When a young boy gets to be 15, 16, a Greek who's in their 20s kidnaps the kid, takes him away for 2 weeks, and the kid goes back home, grows up, and does the same thing to the young kid. In that 2 weeks, the kid learns everything from the elder. Isn't that something? I think, the Greeks are not alive. They would hold each other in the woods, they're beautiful, 2 men, just holding each other. Man, that's so beautiful. They were winners, the Greeks. They could do that today. Are you kidding? Somebody goes to somebody's house and they got a boy here, 16, and this guy comes, hey, well, now it's time to teach him. Come on out, kid.
Isn't it?
The Greeks already did that shit way back.
Wait, isn't that what the whole Robert Bly thing's about, though? He's got that whole movement thing.
You should know. I brought it in a specific name. You should know.
But I mean, he's into that whole thing, the elder with the younger guy, right?
Yeah, those are the teachers. The parents ain't the teachers, they're false teachers.
Tell me about it.
Right, there's a problem with youth, with their parents. Parents suck. You know why parents suck?
My dad's gonna be in church.
The fuckers. Wake up already. So they're closer to the grave. Be nice to them. Understand that you won't know, at least know. It would spook them if you really knew. They don't know.
Man. My dad. Pretty cool.
They don't know because if they knew, you wouldn't be going to what you're saying about that.
But what I'm saying, no, man. I know where they're coming from. With my dad, he was someone he went to prison when I was a kid, and then he got religious when he got out of there. Yeah.
Thank God I didn't get religious.
You want to talk about being human?
That's too bad.
That's being human.
That's too bad. I wish you would have got a better shot. Not coming out a terrible criminal, mind you, but coming out a smart man. Don't fall for nothing.
Heard that, man. Give me 5.
All right. Well, I'll tell you something about people who want to take religion and that. It's a safe thing that can help them in a way. I've seen it happen in alcohol and anonymous. They go for the higher power. So you need something to hold on to.
It's a control thing, man. It's security. I know.
Well, you got to realize this is a heavy thing people are in. Besides, they're going to die, man. They know it. They want to face it strong. They want to live strong. They want to live okay. That's how I see it. And it's very heavy, sad, beautiful.
It's beautiful and sad. I'll tell you what's sad on my part is I'm someone who's I'm a writer, I'm trying to be a writer.
You're a young guy.
And I've got a dad who's, no offense, he's your age.
Yeah, but you're a young guy. You're going to want whatever you want.
What I'm talking about, the clash, though, there's the clash, though, is he's the person who's trying to make that
have it. You're the young guy. You're going to make what you want.
Yeah, right on.
Your dad, you got all that time and anything can happen here, but for some reason, there's not that much here.
He's a good guy.
No, I think you should give him a break, your father, man.
Oh, no, man, my father and I, we're tight. I mean, he's a good guy, I don't agree with much of what he says, but we're pretty tight. He's a good guy.
Well, why don't you then take him for a walk and tell him that? Say, I'm going to teach you, Dad.
I'm going to teach you, yeah. Hey. That'd go real good.
All right, what would he do? Get uptight?
Dad, here's a lesson today.
He wouldn't listen? he wouldn't listen?
No, he would. Yeah, you're right.
All right. But you got to be careful what you tell him.
Yeah, you're telling me. Dad, I don't go to church on Sunday.
If your father really believes it, he's going to heaven. If he
really believes it,
he's there.
Honestly, Phil, if anyone's going, it's got to be this guy.
He's going to make it. A guy like me ain't going to make it. I don't know. It's a heavy shot, man. You think I'm like your father? Oh, I believe I'm going.
I'll tell you what, man. I don't need it. I mean, I don't need it. I don't need to think that when I die that I'm going to keep going, I don't need that shit.
Try to tap into Ken Fielding Crossroads. The guy that brought you.
Yeah. What about him?
Try to tap into him. Tell me what he's about,
I'll find out. I think he's pretty slow. In a way, slow. He must have something in him that wants it back. Probably was about 24.
Yeah.
Sweetheart. Yeah, it's okay. I don't know. You think I should know him? What do you asking me, man? You think I could tumble this fucker?
I don't know. You tell me. I don't know.
I could do it. And you want me to go out to it?
Yeah.
Hey, I don't care. He's picking on you through me.
I think he's listening to what these people are saying.
You know, that's how we went out early in the game. Just like now, it went down. In the 50s, people didn't know shit. And the way Alan and I were talking and blew their head. Shut up! I'm talking. And the way we were... Come on.
Don't grab that one. Don't grab that one.
I've got another one.
Oh, nice. All right, let's examine this now. She has something here. Now, let me play a shot.
called Young Flesh.
Let me play a Christ shot here. All right? Here we go. Listen. Now, all right. Here you go, Gregory. Have you been all right in life? Did you really ever hurt anybody? No. Then can I have all the goodies that have come to me and let the power go through my hand? Because look at this head. It's fucked up, man. I mean, it is. And I don't like it. I don't like it. When you get in the arm, it's worse. Because you don't know. You can know. Anyway, you can know here. You can know there. Yeah, the wrist is heavyweight. I'm serious about her. She scared me tonight. She scared me. Well, she said something's wrong with my wrist. The last person that I loved so much died because she never wanted to go to the doctor. She had something wrong with the wrist. It was cancer. It took over the whole
Cancer of the
thing.
wrist?
It takes over everything. And then after that, it happens anywhere in the body, and not just the prostate. But anyway, with her, I don't know what to say.
I don't know why they won't let her off work.
She wants to go to.
I don't hate.
No, that's not right. If somebody's really hurt, they go. Where does she want to go? Hospital? I'll go with her. Well, to find out, say we'll get a cab. So I'm serious on this one. They don't want to let her go. Fuck them.
Yeah, fuck
She really wants to go to a doctor. I'll get her.
Hey, Gregory. Let's do an exquisite corpse right here. We'll start it with that line. Fold it over, man. I'll pretend I didn't read it. Of course, you know she's probably into lawyers. Where? With a hat?
What a nice camera.
She's the back of her head. Nice camera, too. Yeah, but I like her hair, yeah. No, I wasn't saying that. I was just saying that. No, I was saying that. The dark haired girl, right there. That's my sister. Yeah, well, I had her.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Rip Van Winkle.
Yeah, go home.
If I only had that disintegrator ray perfected.
You know, when I was in the office this morning, I was saying, what, you're not going to make good on this loan?
Okay. That's what I need.
What do you do? You just travel.
I need a secretary. Bad.
Hey, man, I'm digging. Poetry? What's your name? James? What you want to do?
I caught it. She said, I'm hurting. He won't let me go. And I said, then let's go. And he said, no, I can be open now. I said, if you think that, then I'll wait. It's cool. But don't give me, I'm hurting, he won't let me go, because that sounds like heavyweight. Then you grab someone and say, come on. So she's a little extreme, I think.
You know any good lullabies? I'm serious.
Where did this guy come from? Was he here a while ago? I knew it, I'm not out of it. Where the fuck is this big meat man here? The other guy was this big, right?
I take steroids.
Not good for you.
I know.
Do you get hot? Do you get hot in semen?
We're not gonna avert it.
You know women don't like to fuck guys with muscles.
That's why I don't have any.
Oh,
Yeah, this is all sleeve. No, I'm serious. You know any good lullabies? I'm looking for decent lullabies.
Lullaby?
Yeah, there's Gascoigne's lullaby.
Yeah, lullaby, you mean, do I know of any tune?
No, like poem lullabies.
Under the greenwood tree, who loves to lie with me, and twirl their merry note unto the sweet bird's throat. That's Shakespeare.
To it, to woo, to it.
You got it! Yeah, love you.
What's that from?
He knows. Well, it's, I think it's in As You Like It.
Yeah.
12th Night. It's in one of the plays. It was so beautiful. Under the greenwood tree, who loves to lie with me, and tune his merry note unto the sweet bird's throat. Wow, that's beautiful. To turn your sound into the bird's throat. That's very good. And how's it go?
And then there's
yes,
woo, to wit.
To it? Oh, so nice. And dig this now. I'll give you an image that'll blow your mind of Shakespeare. Greasy John kills the pot. And Peter blows his nail.
Yeah, that's
Peter blows. It's so great
that's
because
winter poem.
winter. It's very cold when you go. Peter blows his nail. Greasy Joan is killing the pot. Peter blows his nail. Oh, killing the pot. I love Shakespeare. Here are two great lines from him. Cheap as an egg, fat as butter.
Cheap as an egg, what?
Fat as butter. The immortal bard Shakespeare. Oh yeah. Yeah. Blows his nail. I thought it was a horn. I never knew it was.
I know what the people here are like. I just glanced over the TV. They're like a beer ad. I'm serious, man. It's like a Miller ad or something.
Oh, here, yeah. Well, I like light, man. I like light. I'm a Miller ad, right?
I'm telling you, man. I was surprised that you came here. I really am.
What, Kentucky?
No, not well. Yeah, Kentucky first of all, but then this bar to top it off. Ridiculous. It's your first time. It's their fault.
Not my choice.
Well, he explained it. He said he's got a tab here.
Nice though. This is a indicative bar here. It's beautiful.
Greg, this is your first time in Kentucky.
Yeah.
William Burroughs' son is from here, right? What's that whole time?
Kentucky ham.
Kentucky ham, right?
Very right. Okay. That's true.
We're not so bad. No, Wendell Berry, that's a good writer. He's from Kentucky.
Yeah. Richard Hell, who I know in New York.
Yeah, Dick Hell. Yeah. He's in Lexington. Yeah.
He's a all right guy.
Yeah, that guy, man. Yeah.
And Hunter Thompson.
Yeah, he's from Louisville. I graduated with him. He's from my high school.
That's nice.
That's right. Is he from Louisville or is he from Kentucky? Yeah, he's like from one of the small towns, right? Hayden Stanton.
What happened to that 70-70 game? You guys didn't check it out, you dumbasses. Oh, so Zane.
Sally Bingham's from here. Who is the chick in Misery? What was that actress's name? She's from Louisville. Hey. Tom Cruise. Hey, yeah, Tom Cruise is from Louisville. Yeah, I'm proud of that.
If that's true, then the image I got of him, that you guys probably had a nice flowing life here.
Hey, Louisville's not a bad town.
Good deal. Salute to that. I'll go along with that. Because everybody you mentioned, some of them went overboard like a Hunter Thompson.
Sean Young. She's an actress. She's from Louisville. Yeah, she's from Louisville. That's one fucked up lady, man. Yeah, I was just about to say, I've heard she's one fucked up lady.
I love this guy. I love it.
James Woods.
Yeah,
you didn't hear about that?
He's a good actor.
Yeah, he's a great actor.
He comes from here?
Well, she was no. His girl, Sean Young, was his girlfriend.
He comes from
They had an nasty. Yeah, she's from here. They had a nasty breakup, and she was like leaving like beheaded dolls and dead animals on his doorstep. And the guy's like fucking married, man.
And married on top of it. You see how silly you are? And the guy was married. Not only did he have that trouble with heads of dogs, but he's married on top of it.
I would be embarrassed. You call me crazy. You call me silly.
I only get embarrassed
You
by
already
other
did.
people. I never get embarrassed by myself. I mean it. I get embarrassed by other people's fuck-ups. I could never get embarrassed by my own.
I'm glad you're on the yuppie hill.
You're making a fool out of yourself.
I used to do that in pool. When girls were watching me shoot and I miss, I'd say, oh, I'm so embarrassed. And I'd pass. Then they'd laugh. I was great. I made it. I didn't have to hit the ball in. All I have to say is, oh, I'm so embarrassed.
These people probably have those nose hair clipper things, you know?
That's it. Wait, no, how did what's his name do it? Presley. He did. No, wait a minute. Yeah, that's it. Why? What would that mean? His own gesture. Good, good. I didn't realize that he was such a fine, heavy, tragic figure at the end.
I'm looking for peace. I don't see
Somebody should straighten out one day and write a real good biography of the man, because they only have him on the toilet bowl dying.
Right.
Something's wrong there. This man was really important man. They should check him out more. The films have him. He was really great. They asked him, said, "Oh, Mr. President, what do you think of these long-haired people, these hippies and all that?" He said, "I'm just an entertainer. I like singing to people." I'm so glad he didn't say, "Fuck them."
Well, on the other hand, there was a shit about him going to
The
see
FBI.
Nixon
Granted. I could see that in it. I could see where Carrick was like that, loving America,
At the same
loving
time, you gotta
Eisenhower.
remember
I could
this
see
guy
it.
from small town Tennessee.
What's wrong? What's wrong with loving America? But he caught it at the end for real, didn't he? I'm sure he died smart. This guy didn't die stupid. Although they said he was on a toilet bowl and he fell over. Too bad. You know why he died? I think he didn't take the heavy weight.
Shit,
He took pills. Took fucking pills.
You know what? It's funny going back.
Carrick got the same way. Carrick got bloated. At the end, these guys get bloated. Believe me. Carrick, you see the late pictures of him, he was bloated.
I've seen those. Those are sad. Anyway,
Sad. He says sad.
it is, man. Seeing Kerouac all blown
You're
up.
taking image. Phantoms. I know the real soul. You only know
I
the
know.
phantom.
Oh man, I was
I
talking
don't know
to
the
this guy. This guy gave me the ride over here, and I was saying, what blows me away about you the most is not only your poetry, but I'm thinking
I'm not a
I've
phantom.
seen the photographs of the stuff that's in your memory, you know, like stuff with Kerouac and stuff like those pictures in Tangier and stuff like. I've got just a photograph in a book, a black and white photograph in a book of you standing there with Burroughs and Bowles and all those guys. And I'm thinking you were there for like weeks on end. You looked out on the ocean and all that. That's what drives me nuts.
That's a great
That I
idea.
was there.
You know, like
Yeah, that you were there. You got it in your head, but all I've got is a little
Others were
snapshot of
there,
it,
not
man.
Gregory, man. Are you kidding?
like
I got
the
a
book
picture of you
Powell
there,
that
man.
has
You're like,
all
you're
the
sitting out on the beach. You're like
and all
this.
the,
But you take me as some kind of
reference
lookout
material and
wizard
stuff like that.
there.
Y'all ought to do that for somebody. Like, for instance.
He just worked out a deal where
Pictures. I was like,
new biography can be written by him.
Yo, man, the picture I got of you, you're laying flat on your back on the beach.
I give him 6 figures.
Yeah. Now that I've hung out with you, I'm thinking, yeah, it's more like you. But no, what I'm saying is, everyone in your generation says, I know where they were when Kennedy was shot. I don't know about you guys, but everyone I know can say, like, I know where I was when people told me Elvis died.
That's big. I know only one rock and roll star I know where I was when he died. John Lennon. When Lennon was shot, I knew. Not Presley.
He was on the World Series.
Hey, Mr. Corso. Where were you when Kennedy got shot?
When Kennedy got shot, where was I?
Where were you?
Where was that glass?
Where that glass? No problem.
Where was I? Well, I'm telling you, so many things were happening to this man. 1963, was it?
It was a bad week for me. Where were you when Lennon died?
I was in the White Horse Tavern where I used to talk to Dylan Thomas.
Oh, man.
Alcohol abuse.
Some chick, beautiful girl, comes in and said, Gregory, we've been ripped off. What do you mean we've been ripped off? They killed Leonard. And she saw it as a rip-off. That no more would you get his beautiful music. Somebody ripped your ass off. That's how I knew it.
I'll tell you what's the saddest is that when you see the guy who killed him, you see this guy who was just like Salinger. Yeah, he's just nuts.
Don't you see it's nothing, never was.
If you want to get really paranoid, you can read a book about how the FBI programmed that guy.
The instrumental death. It's not there. It's not it. This thing is getting older and older. It's going to go. The killer. Who's the killer?
I just know that he loved the Catcher in the Rye. I don't even know the guy's name.
What do you think of Pasolini's work?
Who? Pasolini?
Pier Paolo
Oh, Pasolini. Pasolini. Too much.
Too much, too romantic?
No, too much of images and everything that there's no slowdown for me to catch it.
Maybe died too quick.
No, I mean, hey, top class, but too much. That's all I see.
Just give me some Italian writers.
Yeah.
I mean, I know Calvino. Who else?
Dante, Tasso,
Well, not. Okay, okay.
Cavalcanti.
Give me some contemporaries. Elsa Morante,
Vitalis.
Calvino. That's all I know.
You know Dario De
Contemporary, no one. Marinetti, but it's gone.
Do you like Calvino at all? No?
Don't dislike him. Wow. Wow.
I just
I'm
thought he's
Italian,
just-
I gotta like him.
Yeah, hey man, aren't you guys all brothers?
Damn, Dave, what are you doing?
Man, how long is that tape? That's what I want to know. When is that thing going to be taken away? That's what I want to know.
Hold on, we're waiting on this.
What kills me, it's a reclining mood. I've never seen a reclining mood at home. You're gonna get that.
Yeah.
There you go. There you go. That's it. Do another, man. You don't know if that one's gonna come out. Where's the video camera?
They can do one, but they can't do the other.
That guy had a turtleneck sweater. I'm sorry.
Oh yeah,
Like that. Yeah, like that.
She probably doesn't even know what she's missing. She's probably thinking that that guy, well, you know, she's not what she wants.
We go to UT and lose 48-17. At least we score some points at Tennessee.
Those cigarettes have got me through many a tough night.
Well, except this, they said this hurts your lung. And I say I like it.
What? Is that like right up in my face, close up? No! Dave, are you drunk?
Seeing
That
the
fucking
thing.
image there.
Yeah, I guess.
It was over like an hour
somewhere
ago.
along the way.
Yeah.
Hey man.
And what did they go for? That activation?
People will be coming
Now, the
over.
only thing that can tumble it, if they had genius divinity with them, that whatever they do is great. Their art is out of order. That's what I think Presley gets. Presley makes it. Elizabeth Taylor does not make it. Madonna does not make it. Michael Jackson does not make it. John
Madonna,
Lennon made it.
Jesus Christ, Madonna
Does
is
not
like.
make it.
Well, John Lennon, I really
He makes
respect
it.
him.
He makes it.
During, God, the 60s and 70s, he fucking tried everything.
right?
John Lennon
What?
makes it.
He tried
Madonna
primal,
don't
he
make it.
tried heroin, he tried acid, he tried
Presley makes
politics, he tried everything he could to get his personal and worldly shit together.
You know
None
who
of
the
it worked,
judges
you know?
are. There's no judgment day. You judge your own peers. You're judging them now. I say Madonna doesn't make it. Michael Jackson doesn't make it. Lennon made it. Presley made it.
That's
Oh, of course,
that's where I hope to
Dylan
end up,
ain't gonna
because
fuck up.
if,
I'm ready to settle up.
if I die
I'm
in
ready to settle
Madonna's
up,
there, I'm
you
gonna
know.
find some way to kill myself again.
What are you saying? You tell us we gotta get out? Oh. I love big.
Well, hey, do you need us for that?
One Budweiser. Anything else? Anybody want anything else? Mr. Corso wants something.
Yeah, what do I want? Can I have something nice?
I want something to eat. I'm a waitress is worse than that.
Yeah.
Here we go again.
Kenny, you should start your job.
I don't eat off of them.
Help yourself. Yeah, it's a nice design, I think.
It seems well like it's
Congestive and Sudafed to relieve sinus headache and congestion, so you stay alert. Sudafed Sinus. This is MasterCard, okay?
I'll see you tomorrow.
Does make you special.
I'll let you know. I'll see you.
Maybe it does.
All right, let's go. I can't. I'm sorry. I mean, look.